Listening to you because you're in Uganda, thank you that is celestial instrument and welcome to the very last part of the show. Thank you for joining us. I will be able to have a conversation a little bit about the chicken. You all know that chicken is the most widely consumed meats all around the world, and with each of people around the world is it's estimated to eat a clocking 101 pounds per year. That is in America. But how about in Africa? Now, chicken has actually become our favorite protein because it is actually affordable, should we say cheaper, or readily available, easy to cook, or versatile. But we are not always prized for how well they have endless variety of seasonings, flavors, and so the National Poultry Day has a little bit of a fun check. How do we celebrate this day? One, try the bad with different flavor, roasted chicken, roasted turkey, celebrate the day. But the national cause comes without all just I I wouldn't want my guests to define what poultry farming is, but let me define it. Poultry farming is the business of raising domesticated such as chicken, ducks, turkeys for food production. Uganda's poultry production primarily focuses on chicken, with chicken meat production being the most lucrative sector. And chicken has become a dietary staple, with the bird now eaten in homes, eateries, schools, and hotels. Poultry farming also enhances food security by serving as low-cost source of protein.
Happen, it happened New Year. It's not late. Well, I'm glad to see that I'm on the air of UBC Red. Happy New Year to whoever is listening. I'm very grateful, honestly speaking. I'm Luigale, Batch being a deserted medical clinic officer who is a veterinary officer. Yeah, officer. And above all, a para-veterinary officer, both in chemical medicine and ethanol medicine. Yeah. Now, this is someone who is trained in medicine and plants medicine. And we are very few in Uganda. And not even in Uganda, in Africa.
Let's get to the background.
Yes, please.
Tell us about your experience as a poultry farmer and what inspired you to get into this line of work.
Well, as I said it before, that I'm a designer, I started by being an agent of a certain company known as Ugachik. By that time, I was a medical clinic officer in Wikwe. So when they gave me that priority of being an agent, they started giving me the feeds. And as a compensation or to boost me, they gave me the breed which is known as the breeders, termed as chicken meat, as if the local becomes beans. That was 1996. So after selling these breeders, after 8 weeks, I was given commercial layers 200. By the time I received the commercial layers, I had my local chicken known as Ensoga or Enganda in 1996, which had hatched on that very day. So I decided to mix them with the commercial layers. That's where my research started in 1996. So by the time I was in a medical section, I was using the veterinary officers to come and vaccinate them, to come and treat them. But whatever they were doing, there was some sort of cheating. To cut it short, during my 4 years in the health service, I found that 95% of the sick or the patients were not sick of sickness, but they were sick because of household income or socioeconomic development at home. Because you could refer the patient to go to the lab for the test, and the lab could bring the report that everything is negative for 4 years. But you see, in every service delivery or every service provision, we have 4 types of services intake. There are those who go in that service by choice, and we have those who go there by chance, and we have those who go there by force. But for me, I went in medical by choice. So I could talk with the patients. We are not seeing anything. Can we look at home and see honestly what's there? Then they could start narrating. You see at home, children have not gone to school, your mom is pregnant, even the children are having diarrhea, have taken time without eating meat, we don't have sugar. I discovered that the biggest challenge we have in Uganda, it is household income. And if people start earning some money, we shall minimize and reduce the system of unemployment and being all there lamenting of poverty. For 4 years, and I don't regret, but I'm proud that I knew what were making most of the people to be sick. Now, when I started to look after these local, they started laying at 4 months. And the commercial layers, they started laying at 5 months. So what am I driving to as being a National Portrait Day? Portrait project or enterprise, it is a project which doesn't play films, doesn't sing karaoke, doesn't play comedy. What they need is you to understand them, how to feed them, how to treat them, and vaccinate them. That's all. So when I discovered that in the sector where I am, it is not my calling, I diverted and I went to Sitema. That's why I trained as a veterinary officer up to now. So please, our listeners of UBC, read on this program. In Uganda, there is no poverty. I repeat, in Uganda, there is no poverty, provided that you have something to work.
So, how do you think the National Poultry Day can help raise awareness about the importance of poultry farming?
Now, there are 3 factors of which I could appeal or suggest to my government is to see how can we, our community, to go into poultry, above all the locals, because the lifespan of local chicken is 5 years to 15 years in production, unlike the commercial layers. The lifespan of the commercial layers is just 2 years. You dispose them off, then you go back, you buy again. So So you become a servant of that one who is producing them. And if you go into local, Ricky, I'm very sure when you come at my office or at my farm and you take only 5 chicken, the mature one, 4 of them when are female and one is a cock, at a period of 1 year, you should be having over 7,000 chicks from 5. But the biggest challenge we have is the treatment, the management, and the feeding, which people need to understand that if you are going into poultry, one, you should be having the shelter for them. 2, you should know the common diseases, their signs and symptoms. 3, how to prevent these diseases by vaccinating them. And how do you vaccinate them? And how often? 3, or finally, what type of treatment do someone who is listening to me in Captura, where there is no availability of refrigerators for the chemical medicines and the chemical vaccines, people need to be taught how to use the plant's medicine, and all these plants are available and surrounding them. That's what we call the ethno-veterinary medicine. And of which, you see, we have that arrogance that everything which comes from Europe is what works best, forgetting that these Bazungus coming to Africa, they don't normally come to our countries for the sake of coming, but they come, whoever is having a TV set, you would look for the channel of the animals. Why should they put the cameras in the national parks, in the zoo and forest? Their broad objective is to see what animals and what plants do these animals eat to treat themselves. That's why when they go back, they go with bundles of leaves and plants to make a research and make a medicine from plants and then bring back to us. So I think people, unless when they are mean, humbly, it is from me, Sir Luigale, not you, BC, neither Ricky, but it's from me. At least Ricky deserves a bottle of Minute Maid, that one of 5,000. Because the information now we are giving out is to empower community and help the government to see how can we fight poverty by embracing poultry industry in Uganda, regardless of your tribe, regardless of your religion, regardless of your gender or level of education. Yeah.
Let's look at poultry farming and production.
Yes.
Can you walk us through a typical day of your poultry farm and what's involved in raising healthy chicken or chickens?
Now,